What is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we are finishing up. We have a video about the playing around the 1 chord. We have a video about playing around the 4 chord. Today we have a video playing around the 5 chord position in open D tuning in the minor pentatonic scale. If I don't say all those things, I'm gonna get some heat. So look, this is the 3rd video in a series. If you haven't watched the first 2, I would. What's going on? Look, if we look at a full pentatonic scale, we've covered the area around the 1 chord, and we've covered the area around the 4 chord. Once we cover the area around the 5 chord, this is today's area here, we have the entire scale, and it just repeats going up above the 12th fret. So again, you know, you can watch, they're all independent pieces. We're putting the scale together in pieces like this, and the way that I put the scale together, there's gonna be a whole bunch. Well, you know, I'll keep doing other ones. There's so many. I have so many videos on pentatonics because as I've been working these out, I've been realizing that a lot of times I'm combining all of these so much. I don't need to. So it can be really hard for me to stay in one of these areas just because I've worked them all out where I'm switching between the areas pretty quickly. That all being said, this is a great way to think about the pentatonic scale, and if you've been around for any of my videos, you'll know that my philosophy is to simplify, to put things together in bite-sized chunks, and then once we have that, then we can start putting it all back together, right? You know, if I'm eating a sandwich, I don't smash the whole sandwich into my face. I take bites, and the same thing here, where we're going to work our way through the meal until we have everything that we need. Today's gear, I'm using, this is an Apocalypse Machine lap steel, right? I build these. They are for sale. There's a link in my to my reverb store. I have necks for sale for tellies, and I also have full lap steels. Right now, I don't think I have any telly lap steels up there. At the time of the filming of this, I'm sure, you know, whatever. These are forever, so ignore that. There might be some up there. At the time of filming of this, there's just my original body shape. Yeah. Anyway, this one, I've got Lawler Firebird pickups in it. It's a tempered Western red cedar body and an ambrosia maple neck. I'm going through a wonderful Audio Technology Ranges pedal, which I'm just have set for a little bit of drive, just to give me a little bit of compression, and then into my Black Volt amplification Crazy Horse. It's a 5E3 style amp, and aren't you glad you're here for lessons? That was amazing. Yikes. So that's what we're talking about, and the backing track, all of the diagrams, they're going to go up here. All of that is going to be available on Patreon. Again, Patreon, $5 a month. It's how I'm trying to fund this. And yeah, so the Patreon store link is below, as well as any other links that I eventually put up in the future. Good times. Okay, let's get to the actual scale. So we're talking about working around the 5 chord. Today's track is in the key of C, right? It's a C blues. The first scale we did was around the 1 chord. We did it in a G blues around G. Okay. The second track we did was a D blues around the 4 chord. The 4 chord of D is G. I don't know how to make that sound. Whatever. You get the idea. And then today, C blues. The 5 chord of the C blues is G. Finally, I was able to change the key center. This is who you came to. You came to me. I'm sorry. So, everything's we're working around the G chord as the 1 chord in the first video, working around the G chord as the 4 chord in the second video, and working around the G chord as the 5 chord in the third video. C blues, it's right here, right? Okay, and same as last video, if you before you even do anything else, hit pause, listen to, download the backing track, listen to it, and try to figure it out by ear. Try to give it a chart by ear. It's 12-bar blues. There is a quick change in it. And so trying to get it dialed in by ear first so that you know what you're working with. The more you do that, the better you're going to get at it. Remember, again, I don't do tabs. I'm going to give you the chart of this blues, but it's such a simple blues. If you can start to pick the stuff out by ear, it makes you way better. So pause it, download the track, do that first. I'm going to assume you've done that. Check it out. Here's our track. We got our... Right? It's cool. Water. Okay, so, parched. I just woke up from a mammoth nap. So, we're doing our thing. So that's our track. And the first thing we're going to do is try to play around the track with just the pentatonic scale. Let's break the pentatonic scale down into 5 notes. We've done this in each of the other exercises, right? I'm going to take a 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, 3. That's it. And I'm going to play through the track with just that. You can take any part of the scale. I do love this. I love that area. Because I don't know, I like that little staggered pattern. I get a lot of speed there. It's a nice little transition area if I'm moving up and down the scale. So let's try to sit in that area. One of the things I've noticed, I think I already said that, but one of the things I noticed as I've been preparing for this video is just how hard of a time I have staying in just one area. So this is a great exercise for me. It's a great exercise no matter what level you are. Breaking it down, giving yourself restrictions means you find, and I've just even preparing for these videos, I've found new things that are exciting for me. So, okay, just to review one more time, those are our notes. Here we go. That was fun. So, I mean, look, with just the 5 notes, it becomes more about rhythm than about speed, and this is huge. I would rather hear 5 notes that are interesting than 15 notes that are really fast, that don't have anything going on. This is going to help you develop the ability to play with intention, because now it's like I can't just... Right, I have to start working around the notes because I don't have the whole scale to just work my way all the way up and all the way. It's like what's happening, right? But you start getting your... That's interesting, and that's 5 notes. So I mean, at least to me. Look, you get to do whatever you want. This is the whole idea. The whole idea is hopefully developing your voice, right? Because my voice, I've developed it. That's my voice. And the other guys have developed their... Look, I don't want you to be... I'm not trying to teach you to be a clone. I'm trying to teach you to be able to play music. So, we can take any 5 notes. You could take your, yeah, you could go flat 7, 1, 3, 4, 5 there, right? Let's do that real quick. Because why not? Ooh, I wanted to go down so bad. And then I got sloppy. That's a tricky spot for me. So, yeah, there were a couple extra notes because of just slop, which actually were nice notes, but they were sloppy. And then I also added a 4 up here, which is not in the area that we're working on. So there's an area that I could certainly work more on, because I think there's more on, because there's just so many. And we can also do it. Right, because that 1's also there. Whatever, I'm getting distracted. The point is, break down the scale into 3 notes, 4 notes, 5 notes. As we start to get into the chord changes, and we're going to do that right now, we're going to have a little more options to stay in tighter areas. So let's talk about that, right? We've talked about this in the first, playing around the 1 chord, playing around the 4 chord. We're playing through the changes. So the minor pentatonic scale has a flat 7. It has a 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Okay. The 1 chord also adds a natural 3 note. The chord tones here are in blue. The non-chord scale tones are in red. The 4 chord adds a 6, and the 5 chord adds a natural 7 and a 2. So again, if you were to put them all together, it's like a 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 7, 1. And you start adding the blue note, and it's like you have all these notes, but we're not playing it. It's not. That's not how. It's not this chromatic thing that you can just play through. So instead, understanding what am I playing against what? I'm going to play chord tones against the chords. Same thing. Let's do. Right? Let's do chord tones on the top 3 strings, but okay, there's my 1 chord, the flat 7 on the 3rd string. Nice. The 4 chord. Okay. We have 5 notes. We have the 6 and the 1 and the flat 3 and the 1. I'm sorry, the 6, the 4, the flat 3, the 1, the 6, and the 1. One thing that's interesting here too, not to get off on a tangent, is that this flat 3 and the 3, even though I don't have the 4 listed up here, I use the 4 a lot of times right here. Right? It's there. I'm not going to use it today. That's going to have to be for another video, because again, I can work with like, oh, let's make it a bigger chunk, or let's make it more of a lateral. I'm only working off of these 2 strings, but again, that 4 is there just so you know, and if you want to add it into your chart and use it, in this case, it's the 8th fret on the B string. There's a 4, which a lot of times I think is more friendly for some of these licks. but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to make sure I try to go down here, stay within the parameters of the exercise, and that's going to hopefully help me. Oh my God, is it 15 minutes already? And that's going to hopefully help me continue to build techniques and build things that are cool, that inspire me creatively. So, 1 chord, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, and obviously the 1's here as well. We're just staying top 3 strings. I'm going to be focusing on chord tones. 5, 5, 7, 2, or 5, 2, 7, and the 4. And then the 4 chord, 6, 4, flat 3, 1, 6, and 1. Chord tones, right? Oh! And I already started on the 6. 6 is actually really nice to start on, because it's part of the major pentatonic scale as well, but we're not going to do that today. Chord tones. And again, I could just sit here and make this exercise like... Let's make it musical. Everything we're going to do, let's make it musical so that it doesn't become this rote thing, but instead we're making it musical, and then when we get stuck in a rut, we can change what our parameters are to keep learning new things. Making it musical. I did the 6 again, I'm sorry. Here we go. It really is. I mean, it's fun to sit and work on this, and if you can't, if you want to break it down, let's do something. Here's a super simple beginner exercise. Try to get, and you can write this out in advance, right? We have a 1 chord. Let's start on the 5, and then against the 4 chord, go down to the 4, and then against the 1 chord, go to the 3. Yeah. And then against the next 1 chord, go to a 1. And then against the 4 chord, go to a flat 3. Am I gonna remember this? We'll see. And then against the next 4 chord, go to a 1. Against the 1 chord, go to a flat 7. And then against the 1 chord, go to a 1. There's no way I'm gonna remember this. 5 chord, go to the 5 and the 2. I'm sorry, 7 and the 2. Right? Double stop. Down to the 6 and the 1, and then 3, and then 2 against the 5 chord. I'm gonna try to do something like that. We'll see. But it's one note per chord, and I'm trying to make it move in a linear way, if that makes sense. So I said start on the 5, right? 5. Oh, that's a 5. 3, 1. And then, I did it right, I think. I have to go back and look. When I do the edit, I'll check, but I think I got it right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm picking the notes from each chord. I'm just trying to pick them in a way that works linearly in a, I don't know what's going on. Linearly in a, this is not linear. This is the opposite of linear. This is all over the place. Linearly, right? 5, 4, 3, 1. It's all down, and then going up to the next the next note in the chord, which is the 4 chord, up to the flat 3. Right, moving down. 1, 2, and 7. 6 and 1. Right, we're trying to make things that make sense. Okay, so we've done a couple of exercises using the chord tones. We've done a couple exercises just using the pentatonic scale, and again, these are examples. You could break it down into any set of notes, and if you can't make it sound good, then you're the problem. There's no reason for personal attacks. The point is that like, give me if you give me the restrictions, I should be able to make it sound good. The idea that like one note obviously I've added a second note already, but right, making one note sound good is if you can't get that to be interesting for a little while, then having all the notes isn't helpful. And I'm going to try to hammer this home, I guess, today. I guess this is my point, but like, keep it bite-sized and try to keep it melodically and rhythmically interesting, because speed is so secondary to emotion and to just use. You can build speed. Speed will come, especially with time, right? Speed without intention is pointless. Learning, like, I know what note I'm going to play next, and I know what it sounds like, so that I'm playing the thing that I intend to play, as opposed to like, here's the scale, I hope it comes out okay. All right, so last exercise, the last one. We're going to put it all together. We're going to use chord tones and scale tones, and we're just going to play a solo just in this area, right? Just still in the same, let's see, 4, 5, 6. This is not a good look for me, I understand. I think it's 6 frets. I think it's 6. I have to look at the diagram. I don't know. Here we go. Last one. We're doing everything. Chord tones. That was scale. Now chords. Scale. Yeah. Chords. That was cool. I've never done that before. Okay, cool. This is it. Like, there's no secrets to like getting this. There's no secret. You know, once in a while there's the secret scale that Jimi Hendrix used that no one's telling you about. It's not a secret. None of it's a secret. We're playing the changes. We're using chord tones and the minor pentatonic scale. And if I want to get crazy, I can add the major pentatonic scale, and that's already built into the chord changes. And then I could also use the flat 4, right, which would be the in this case, which would be like the blue note. So you have your you can use all the notes basically in the entire. You can use all the notes, not in the scale. You can use all the notes. There might be a place for a flat 2. There might be a place for a flat 6. I'm not using them at the moment. Those are the only 2 notes I'm not using between 1 and 8, 7, 8, 1 and 8, between 1 and the octave. It's all about intention. It's all about knowing what you're supposed to play. Supposed to is the wrong word. What you want to play, what's going to sound the way you want it to. If you like the way the flat 2 sounds, this is where these sounds came from, right? The idea of a blues scale playing the flat 3 against the 1 chord which is a natural 3, that's breaking all the rules. But somebody did it and was like, that's cool. So what we're doing here is just finding ways to express ourselves and creating little rules to build the ideas around what we're going to build ideas around. And then as we expand and the whole fretboard becomes our oyster, we know what to do wherever we are on the fretboard. Does this make sense? I hope so. I hope this made sense. Again, lesson materials on Patreon. Please, if you like what I'm doing, please, come join me on Patreon. There's steals for sale and a whole bunch more videos coming. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for giving me a little bit of your time.